guilty of crime.
Well, hello, everybody. What's up? I'm Jay with Guilty of Crime, and we're back. Listen, guys, I'm thinking that there's some clickbait going on. And well, first of all, let me just say, do me a favor, come on in, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, get a membership if you can. Now, I'm hearing in chat that Nancy Guthrie was found in a pond, but I'm pretty sure that was a misunderstanding because I was going to do an episode today, and yeah, that was just the woman found Friday in a canal was not Nancy Guthrie. I got it right here, my friends. So let's get rid of this. I was literally going to do a show for you guys today just to tell you to watch out for the clickbait. So listen, update. The body of a woman found on Friday in a canal 100 miles from Nancy Guthrie's home is not, and I state, capital N, capital O, capital T, it is not Nancy Guthrie. They've identified a woman as a 42-year-old woman. Tragic death. Another lead went nowhere. And FBI is going to continue to search for, as well as Savannah and the family, Miss Nancy Guthrie. So listen, guys, no. She has not been found, and that was not her that they identified. Now I can get on with it. Good to see everybody. How you doing? Come on in. Lisa King, welcome. Husky Lover. Kara, Shoot for the Stars. What's up? You guys also got a haircut, so if you like my haircut, give me a thumbs up for that one. All right, how you doing, everybody? Good to see you. Lady Justice, definitely appreciate you. Cool and Chris came in hot with one Guilty of Crime membership. Please thank her. You guys gotta be on this. Gotta be all over this case, guys. I'm telling you, this is not fair that the whole world is looking for and videos that are not even real about Nancy Guthrie, and yet we've got this young lady, Isabella Comas, Comos. I should have checked that myself, but that's okay. Or Comas, yes. Sorry, my bad. Okay, this young lady's been missing and put on a turquoise alert. Okay, so she's been missing since January 1st. 2026. That's 11126. So let's say that's an angel number 111. Let's say a prayer that this woman's body or she's brought home and found. This is a wild story, and I'm glad I get to talk about it with you. Shoot for the Stars, my girl, coming in hot with two of those $1.99 super chat or super sticker. She's like, get on with the show. Jay, what are you doing? Here's a couple bucks. Get going. Come on. Thank you. I do appreciate that so very much. And we've missed you. I haven't seen you here in a little while. I knew it wasn't her. They would not make it so easy to find her. And I knew it wasn't her because I'd have been all over it had it been. But listen, thank you so much. Shoot for the Stars is just like, hey, knock this out. Get this girl going. Let's talk about Isabella Comas, her disappearance, stalker, or boyfriend, I'm going to have to correct everybody because the family's pissed. All right. The family's pissed that they're naming this piece of garbage that we see up there, Tommy Rodriguez, as a current boyfriend. All right. The family says this guy's a freaking stalker. He was stalking Isabella. He was not her boyfriend. But everywhere you look, it says that it's her boyfriend. They're naming him as a boyfriend in the case, and it's not right. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Shoot for the Stars just knocked it out. We got a couple more, but thank you so much. I appreciate you, girl. All right, does anyone know anything about this story? I feel like I want to just jump right in because people are like, don't know about this case, and I'm really, truly surprised. Thank you again. Shoot for the Stars. She's about to hit that goal right off the top, right out of the gate. Where is Isabella Comas? Do any of you guys know this case? All right, listen up, guys. This girl here is 21 years old. She has been missing for 2 months as of today. Okay, now this is in Arizona. Same news coverage as Nancy Guthrie. Now, she disappeared literally 2 months to the day, 1/11/26. She's 21 years old from Avondale, Arizona. She was reported missing after being seen on January 11th, 2026. We see her on camera in a store, maybe getting gas or something. Now, investigators were looking for her car. Initially, it was abandoned red Hyundai with blood inside. So once they found the blood inside and they found Tommy Rodriguez, who they named her boyfriend, related to the vehicle, well, guess what? He was arrested, but not for long, folks. All right, thank you so very much. Shoot for the Star just knocked out all of those. Here's $20, girl. Now do your work. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Family's pissed. Family says this guy is not her boyfriend. And I'm going to show you this past. He has a terrible criminal history. And I don't think that this girl I don't think that Isabella would date that man. Okay. I really don't. The family doesn't believe it. But law enforcement is saying that. Why? There you go. Love you always. Pleasure to support you. Mwah. Thank you. I appreciate you so very much, guys. What's up, my girl Tiff? Since in the house, Foxy, Mama Pearl's here, and just you guys say a prayer. She needs to be brought home. All right. Whose birthday is it? It's Barbie's Aunt Barbie's 65th birthday today. Happy birthday to Aunt Barbie. All right. Good to see all of you guys. So, I mean, what is even a turquoise alert? Does anyone know? So we start with this. We need to find her. We've got missing posters. You see her at a convenience store / like gas station with her car below, a description, and then this monster right next to her. And the reason I call him a monster is because he has a terrible past. What was he doing with this young girl? She was 21 and he's 49 or something like that. We'll get into all that. That's the surveillance. If you guys would have caught this at the onslaught of this case, you would have seen this. They were looking for Isabella and they saw her at the Quick Trip, and then they see Tommy Rodriguez, who they now know it is, but he hasn't been arrested on any charges related to her harm, kidnapping, or death, but he was driving her car. All right. Okay, now listen, a lot of people don't know what a turquoise alert is in Arizona. I never knew. I know there's silver alerts, there's freaking, the emergency. What's the one that Jack and Lily, just the basic, the one that everybody uses. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, thank you, Tiff. I knew that that she was not found. I saw that since yesterday. Joan, good to see you. All right, let's just power through this, guys. A turquoise alert in Arizona is an emergency notification. This is not the Amber Alert. This is not a Silver Alert. This is a turquoise alert in Arizona. Same area Nancy Guthrie's missing from. That I must tell you. Okay, so turquoise it's used to locate missing and endangered persons under the age of 65, especially when suspicious circumstances may lead to danger. The system's designed to alert the public quickly when a missing person is considered endangered, including tribal members and when local law enforcement resources have been exhausted. All right, it aims to facilitate a safe and expedient recovery of missing through wait individuals through widespread information. And guys, this is 1,000 times better than them calling Isabella Comas a runaway. Once they call you a runaway or that you took off by yourself, well, you better just forget about everything and go to Kinko's, get flyers and hand them out, because you're not going to get anybody to help you do anything at that point. All right. I must have cleared out 15 boxes, living room. Well, there you go. That means you're feeling better. What's up, Deb? Edith, how you doing? You guys come on in, relax, grab a drink, chill out. We're gonna be here for a while. All right, let's just start. I'm gonna rip this down and show you who this girl is as a person. At this time, we don't know if she's still with us, but we are looking for her. She is missing. She's a missing person and endangered. Now, I call this stalker or boyfriend arrest. In the Isabella Comas case, there is, but we haven't found her body. We found her car. Her car has blood. Let me show you what she looks like. She's got a huge social media following, and she's all over social media. 21 years old, that's what you do. All right. So this user is actually a cat, and you can see all her photos and images and her hair colors and her tattoos and her, everything that one would do nowadays. So let me put this up for a minute while I kind of talk to you guys. And there's no music. I'm not playing the music, but I just want you to see like who she is while I'm discussing the case. All right, Freddie, what's up? Good to see you. Isabella Comas. All right, 11/26 went missing after she was last seen on January 11th. Investigators ultimately recovered her abandoned red Hyundai, and they arrested Tommy Rodriguez, but they arrested him on charges related to stealing the vehicle. All right. The police are still collecting. They want public tips, and it's an active investigation. Isabella Comas is 21. She's 5'3" and a Hispanic female, last seen with pink hair, driving a red 2011 Hyundai Sonata. All right, let me change these pictures for you real quick, because she's got a lot of them, and you'll just see her kind of scrolling on by. Come on in, guys, hit that like button, share it with your friends. I don't think that we've had 50 people, 50 people in chat since like 2 years ago. So hey, talk, ask away, because chat is just all right, let me continue, because we got a whole episode on this young lady, same area as Nancy Guthrie. Why is her coverage not everywhere? She was last seen January 11th about 3 p.m. near Van Buren Street and 11th. If you guys know, you know. All right. And Avondale, is it Avondale, Arizona? Now, listen, guys, she was reported missing after leaving a friend's home. Now, police have found her car since, and it was abandoned with a substantial amount of blood inside. Surveillance and phone data led to the arrest of Tommy Rodriguez, who is quite a scary character. All right, he was booked on vehicle charges related to and later released with electronic monitoring. Investigators have not publicly announced a suspect in her disappearance. However, they have announced the fact that this guy has a nasty past. Okay, they will come, Jay. Give them time. I know. I want this to be spread out. I want people to look for Isabella Comas. They're out there now, and they're searching for Nancy Guthrie. She's in Arizona, same news station. Why aren't they covering her? All right, prayers for Miss Cat. Yes, always. And for this young lady to be brought home, because we know the shady character that had her car. is definitely shady AF. All right. Now, she's 21 years old, guys. 21 years old, beautiful young lady. And this 39-year-old Tommy Rodriguez, piece of garbage, says he was dating her and that's why he had her car. He says, "Oh, I had her car because I was allowed to borrow it. That's my girlfriend." Now, a day after she went missing, they found her phone dumped at a recycling center. Her red Honda was found with blood in a Phoenix parking lot, and the trunk lining, guys, was ripped out with blood stains throughout the car. Now, Tommy, this monster, was charged on January 15th only with vehicle theft and criminal damage after the surveillance footage and phone data showed him driving her car in Globe, Arizona the day after she completely vanished. Go figure, right? Go figure. She just gives her boyfriend the car and it's like, hey, yeah, the family wants to contest that. And I will not call this guy her boyfriend. Okay. So, what to think about today, guys? Tommy has a scary background. The vehicle was found with blood, heavy amounts of blood. Her cell phone dumped. The back passenger seat and trunk lining ripped out. Now this character had been sentenced, guys, to 18 years in prison for second-degree murder of a man that he shot during a robbery. Now, also in 2020, he admitted to stalking an ex-girlfriend that he had threatened with a freaking machete and a hammer. Now, on January 12th, 2026, vehicle surveillance and phone data placed the car, and they were able to check where the vehicle was. They found the surveillance and they located Tommy Rodriguez late January. He's 39 years old and has a terrible background, which we'll get into. Now, come March, authorities renew the public appeals for tips. That's how I found this case, and they're asking for everybody's help. Two characters in this case, one victim, Isabella Comas, missing person and victim, and Tommy Rodriguez, identified as her. He identifies himself as her romantic partner. Now, again, he was only arrested on theft. Okay. Theft and damaging a car. So for the visual people like me, let's start out with a news clip. All right. So that's her. You guys can see this young lady, she's doing her thing. She's 21 years old and she can do that. She's beautiful. She's a beautiful young lady. Why is she not getting the attention that she deserves in the same damn state Nancy's in? All right. Prayers for Isabella. Thank you. Thank you, Teresa. Shadow, what's up? Oh, yeah. What's up? It just sucks that, it's so spread out. Every station's covering Nancy Guthrie. And this young lady's been missing 2 months today, and nobody's covering except the local news. That bothers me a lot, guys. It does. I don't know how to say that enough, other than the fact that I'm grateful for having my platform where I can put whatever I want on. And this is what I want today. Let's listen up. We got a lot today, guys.
Avondale police tell me they haven't gotten a tip in this case in 2 weeks, and that's what they really need is tips. This is an active investigation, so police cannot answer all of our questions, but we want to remind you, it's been over 50 days since Isabella Comas disappeared.
Probably.
Police still hopeful she's alive, despite finding the 21-year-old's car abandoned in Phoenix. Inside, police say they found a substantial amount of blood that was...
Now, is anybody having trouble with the internet right now? Because mine seems to be rolling good. Deborah Brush seems to have, Deb seems to have an issue. What's up, Kawasaki? I think it's okay. Hey, Krista, I'm so glad you're here. Guys, they let him walk out. And when I tell you and show you his past and how much of a violent felon this guy is, you ask, why did they do that? All right. This young lady needs to be found. 2 months. She could still be alive. There's a possibility in this particular case.
Match for Comas. The passenger seat was also missing. The only person of interest they have in this case is still Tommy.
Did you hear that? I didn't even see that earlier. The passenger seat is gone. The trunk lining and the back seat lining is gone. And there's blood. I don't think she's alive. However, this is in Arizona, and I don't want to be looking for her in 20 years from now. We want to bring her home, and you'll see the family asking for your help.
Rodriguez, who we're told was seeing Comas romantically. He was arrested just days after a turquoise alert went out. Right now, he is behind bars, but charged with stealing and damaging Comas's car. Last month, police releasing photos from the Globe area of a man they believe is Rodriguez driving that car just hours after Comas was last seen.
Still are also searching for that vehicle seat that I mentioned in my last update. And our main area of focus is Globe. We searched with Gila County Sheriff's Department in the Globe area in January with targeting specific locations in Globe that some of the evidence was leading us to. Unfortunately, nothing came up out of that search.
We also asked police about details we learned in court documents, Tommy Rodriguez's extensive criminal history, and what is next.
Extensive, guys. I absolutely believe they know that he more than likely took her time. The image freezes. That's because it's supposed to. The image freezes on purpose, guys. It's called TikTok. She makes it freeze. She stops it and then makes it freeze. So it's not. Yeah, you guys can clear your cache and stuff, but I don't think it's on your end, guys. It's just the way the platform works. All right, let's continue. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Hit that like button.
In the case, we're going to have much more from that interview on abc15.com.
Oh, guys,
Police.
And today was definitely the day to pick up this case. And I tell you why. They just came out with new coverage 4 hours ago since I decided to cover this case. And I'm so grateful. Now, look, I'm on X. So first I was on TikTok. That's why it was freezing. It wasn't freezing. That's how it was supposed to be. It freezes to stop so we can see it. All right, guys. I love you guys. Foxy Amazon, thank you for the Guilty of Crime membership. If you received a membership, please thank Foxy. Now, look, this is everybody's reporting on this, by the way, on X. So if you want to check that out, just go to X and type in Isabella's name. Look at this. Tommy Rodriguez, the person of interest in the disappearance of Isabella Comas, has been indicted for stealing and damaging the 21-year-old's freaking car. Avondale police have no updates on the search, but here's some information on the case. All right. There's a little bit better picture of her. You can see she's like a hipster, right? She's 21 years old. She can do that. And then let's go back to this and take a look at what this has, a Superior Court and whose name is on it. Let's see. Is that? Oh, yes. It's Tommy Rodriguez, Maricopa County, State of Arizona, against Tommy Rodriguez. Indictment. One count of theft of transportation, a class 3 felony, and criminal damage to a vehicle, class 4 felony. And then it says domestic violence. I'm not sure where they got that. Maybe the blood. Now he's out. I'm going to read that after. He's out on an ankle monitor. He was arrested, and this was stamped on January 23rd. I didn't know it was the 23rd until just now. But everyone's covering this case all over except for YouTube. So I want to bring it here. What's up, The Jab? How you doing, my friend? Mrs. Jennifer, Krista, it's always a pleasure. All right. So that's the nature of X and TikTok. You get a lot more coverage if you want to know what's going on. All right. And now let's see. Let's look at the whole what happened in total. All right. We're going to rewind to last week with all the updates, and then we're going to talk about the person of interest and who he is and what he's done to other people. And probably if he's doing that to other people, then I'm sure he was very violent with her as well. All right. So let's start the search for missing Arizona Isabella Comas.
Renewed call for action for the public in the case of 21-year-old Isabella Comas. Isabella has been missing for nearly 2 months.
A man named Tommy Rodriguez, who police say was Isabella's boyfriend, remains in custody on charges related to her case. Fox 10's Nicole Christine has been following this case since the start. She joins us now with the latest. Nicole.
Yeah, good evening, guys. Now, there hasn't been really a big break in this case since we saw Rodriguez be arrested and named as the sole person of interest in the case. But Avondale police, they really believe there is someone who saw something back in January that can help to crack the case and bring Isabella home.
But ultimately, our goal is to find Isabella.
Now, they are heavily covering this case. I gotta admit, they're doing a great job. It's just social media is not doing a great job at getting the word out. Why not say, hey, Nancy Guthrie's missing, and also this young lady in Arizona? I mean, what would it hurt to do that? Bondage Barbie says, I'm happily married to a big, bearded, gorgeous man. I have to say, you are the second hottest thing I ever seen in a checkered shirt. Just saying. You baited me on that. I didn't even know what you were saying. I'm like, oh, it's Bondage Barbie. Well, thank you, girl. I do appreciate that. I just got a haircut, so hit that like button if you like my haircut or my shirt, my checkered shirt. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, I can't handle it, guys, when I don't get even Synth, and Synth is straight as a board, straight as an arrow. All right, let's continue. This poor young lady needs to be found, and they need to keep Tommy Rodriguez in jail.
And we haven't received any tips in a couple of weeks.
Avondale police calling on the public to help in the disappearance of 21-year-old Isabella Comas, 51 days after she was last seen. Officer Jarrett Redfern says the Globe area is still part of the investigation due to surveillance video of the morning of January 12th that showed Isabella's vehicle at a Globe gas station and a man driving it who looked like 39-year-old Tommy Rodriguez.
And guys, he should be arrested for maybe a lesser murder, but I'm not really sure if that's what they can do. All right. But when I get to what they did and where they're going, I'm like, what in the hell? Now, look, they moved quickly. They found her car. They found her car abandoned, and they've got the person of interest that I believe did it. Nessa says, hi, Jay, watching in bed with the flu. Oh, prayers for you, Nessa, UK. Get better. Lots of liquids, especially water, orange juice. All right. Just keep yourself hydrated. Deb says, I can't even pluck a nasal hair without my husband. Can't imagine the piercing. Oh, my goodness. All right. Off topic. Why are we 13-year-old AOL girls so moody? Because they're 13, period. That's it. That's all. Claudia, what's up? Good to see you, my friend. Yes, thank you, Deb. I have an 11-year-old baby guilty, my girl Tiff, and I gotta tell you, she's been very moody lately. Let's say a prayer for each other, my girl Tiff. All right, we support each other in this movement. Yep, I didn't want to embarrass baby guilty, but you nailed it, my friend. Boy, you nailed it. All right, they be coming in. Let's go.
Yes, the sole person of interest in the case at this time.
Also, we want to expand that reach. We're not just interested in the Globe area when it comes to this case, because her vehicle was found near 67th Avenue and Indian School in Phoenix, and her phone was found at a totally separate location at a recycling plant.
Court documents show a large amount of blood was found in Isabella's vehicle once it was recovered, which later came back as a match for Isabella and other concerning evidence.
The passenger seat being removed led our investigators to believe that she potentially suffered from a mortal wound, a very serious injury.
Police asking the public to think back to the days surrounding January 12th and any potential sightings of Isabella, Rodriguez, or her red car.
That I see a man and a woman in an argument.
And guys, I gotta ask you to do me a favor. If you have another platform, please share this link on it. I've been going to Facebook and to these true crime groups and putting these episodes up so they can circulate around. Now, I got to tell you, I mean, X and TikTok are covering it, but they're not covering the full episode, so you know what's happening and where we are now. So if you do, and Tiff is like, even though my girl Tiff says she's struggling today, she's the Facebook queen. I bow down to you, Tiff. I've never had that many followers. You're the queen of Facebook. All right. So put it out there in your groups. Anybody else that has groups, please put the link in the group. All right. 11 to 13 years old act similar to a 19-year-old, like they go in reverse. Yes, yes, and yes, and yes, and yes, and yes. And Mama Pearl will vouch for all of that. All right, let's continue.
Did I see a man dragging something? Did I see a man removing anything from a vehicle, specifically a vehicle seat from a vehicle? Did I see an abandoned vehicle seat somewhere?
And Rodriguez does remain in custody. That is on theft and criminal damage.
Not anymore, my friends. This was 7 days ago. He is now out. Go figure, right? How are they going to let this guy out? All right, so we're going to hop here. I'm telling you guys the story, guilty of crime style. All right, person of interest in the case of missing Isabella Comas posts bond. That is not good, guys, because if he knows where, well, he knows where the body is. If she's alive, if she's no longer alive, he knows where the weapons, the evidence, he knows where it's at. And just because he has an ankle monitor, all I have to say is criminals don't give up. They're like the honey badger. Honey badgers don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's continue. This is the case of Isabella Comas, stalker or boyfriend. He's a stalker, in my opinion. The family say this guy's a stalker. Comas. Isabella Comas. There you go. I'll take one for the team. All right. Now this guy is saying, and the news is saying that monster is her boyfriend. Let's listen to this real quick and see what I'm talking about.
Just into our newsroom here late tonight, word that the person of interest in the case of missing Avondale woman Isabella Comas has posted bond. He's out of jail tonight. It's her boyfriend. His name's Tommy Rodriguez. He was in custody.
And guys, do me a favor when you spread this around or you talk to someone about this case, please let them know that this guy is not and was not her dang boyfriend. It's kind of like the Jen Soto and Stephen Stearns and how they make themselves be closer to the person so that they're not suspicious. Well, guess what, buddy? That makes you even more suspicious that you say that's your girlfriend. But yes, thank you, Deborah. I appreciate you. Comas, Isabella Comas, 21 years old from Avondale, Arizona, reported missing January 11th, 2026. Today is 2 months. And police are asking for your help. As a matter of fact, they just came out with a new video just hours before I started streaming this. And so now you guys got me hooked for a while on all of this.
Accused of stealing her car. He has not officially been labeled a suspect in her disappearance. But again, he posted bond, was released with an ankle monitor. 21-year-old Isabella Comas disappeared back on January 11th, triggering a turquoise alert at the time. Avondale police do believe she suffered life-threatening injuries based on evidence they found in her car, which again, they say her boyfriend stole.
Again, this is similar. We got Nancy Guthrie case where they found her blood and every person in the world is on the case with a giant reward. Where's the reward for this young lady? Can we take some of that, Savannah? Where are you at, Savannah? Savannah, are you in New York now? Or are you still in Arizona? Can we get some of that money over here to give a reward to find this young lady's body, please? And the guy we know is out walking around on $2,500 freaking bond. Brittany, welcome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. You guys are rolling in. All right, let's continue. Much love to all of you. All right, let's go.
Her whereabouts remain a mystery, and Avondale police are still hoping for tips to come in from the public.
Good luck now.
Save big on language learning with a Rosetta.
Good luck now finding out anything because, well, guess what? Now he's out. So let's go back. I want to go to the article. Oh, see, look, right underneath it's still the Arizona family, channel 3 and 5, and it's Nancy Guthrie just everywhere. All right, where'd my person of interest go? I wanted to show you guys this because he just posted bond, guys. Today is March 11th. Okay, he posted bond. This was on. Hold on, let me go back. Sorry, I lost it. The person of interest in this case, all right, just bailed out March 10th, 2026 at 9:22 p.m. is when this came out. Today, we're on March 11th. So this guy literally just bonded out. He was locked up until yesterday, which means he can go get rid of evidence, hurt someone else. You're going to hear what he's done. The man considered a person of interest in the missing case of Isabella Comas is out of jail. Arizona's family learned that Tommy Rodriguez posted bond on Monday afternoon on charges related to her case. Officials say he had two open bonds, 25,000 each, which is 2,500, 10%. He's done. He's out. He's on an ankle monitor, guys. And I'm following Stephanie Dupree, who's covering this case. All right. Rodriguez was arrested January 15th, booked into jail. Accusations of criminal damage, auto theft, and a probation violation, all felonies. But yeah, he's still walking out. Now, investigators have described Comas' romantic partner or boyfriend. Her mother claims he's her stalker. Court records show Rodriguez has a long history of violence. The family wants you to know that is not her boyfriend. It's her stalker. Now, a turquoise alert was issued on January 13th after she was seen on 11th or 111th Avenue on Van Buren in the gas stations on the video. In early February, police said Rodriguez was driving Comas's car in the area between 1:30 and 3 a.m. Guys, that's when people commit their crimes. Everyone's sleeping, but they're forgetting about the evidence. Now, the car was later found abandoned in Phoenix. Authorities say they found a lot of blood in the car. Someone had removed, you heard, passenger seat. Investigators say Comas suffered a life-threatening injury, and if left untreated, it may be unsurvivable. Beguys, I don't think she's alive anymore, but say a prayer. They're asking for your help. Just today, search and rescue efforts are being put out. Now, you guys got to know, Comas has not been found, but she's described as Hispanic or Latino, 5'3" and 110 pounds. She has pink hair right now and brown eyes. If anyone knows any information about this case or you think you do, please call Avondale Police. 480-WITNESS is probably the best, or just call 911. Do not approach that guy. He is dangerous, and I will tell you why next. All right, they probably can hold him for 60. I know, but it's all... What's the case, Cynth? You know the case where the little girl went out to go get her Slurpee, and the two guys with the ankle monitors cut the ankle monitors and graped her for hours. Didn't care about the ankle monitor, and the name is escaping me, but I've covered it, and I've also covered hundreds of cases. So that being said, let's get into what this piece of trash that you see on the right has done and what family wants you to know. What's up? Good to see ya. Mabsta's in the house under your scars. You got a flat tire, buddy? That sucks. All right, let me pick what you guys are gonna see next. I really want to get the message out that this guy was stalking her and not her boyfriend. Okay. So let's take a look quickly at the timeline, and then we're going to go to what they call her boyfriend and his charges, as well as the family saying, not here. No way. No how. He was her stalker. He was stalking her. It's a disgrace. If I had a family member missing and they tried to tell me that family member was dating the person that was arrested, and I knew better that this person had been stalking, I would want to make sure that I cleared the air on that too. All right. Hi, everybody. Hope you're having a good night. What is up? _Michael. Good to see you. Roll on in. Hit the like button, guys, and share this link. All right, let's continue. All right, here's the timeline. This is important. It needs to get out there. For those of you following the Nancy Guthrie case, this is also in Arizona and very, very red hot. All right.
In for friends and family of 21-year-old Isabella Comas when she didn't pick up her friend for work on Sunday like she typically would. Comas didn't show up for work and no one could reach her.
Yes.
That was January 11th. 2 days later, police started investigating and sent out a turquoise alert. Investigators say Comas has pink hair. She's about 5'3", 110 pounds, and was wearing a white shirt with this.
And guys, that's the last footage they saw her in the store. I gotta tell you, her height and her weight, she's tiny. You could pick her up, all right? 5'3", 110 pounds is not a lot. Thank you, Shadow. Jocelyn Nungrai. Jocelyn Nungrai was 12, I believe, and she went out to go get herself a Slurpee, and two immigrants were already in trouble, already had ankle monitors. They cut them off, and they brutally raped and killed Jocelyn Nungrai, all right? Not okay, guys. Not okay that this keeps happening. Good to see you, Melissa, Maggie in the house. All right, just remember, 5'3", 110 pounds? My 11-year-old is 4'11" and 96 pounds. So that's not that big.
With this logo on it the last time she was seen. Here's what we know. On January 11th around 3 p.m., Comas was spotted leaving a friend's house near this area of West Van Buren in Avondale. She was driving a red Hyundai Sonata, Arizona license plate reading 2EA6LW. This newly released photo from police shows the last time Comas was seen inside this QT on North Avondale Boulevard. Police didn't specify if she was in her red Sonata or what direction she drove in when she left, or if she was with anyone.
Well, listen, they worked pretty quickly to locate her car and find that suspect. Now, here's the thing. I'm grateful that that guy is a violent felon, because I guarantee you that they used his picture along with maybe some kind of DNA from the car, something that was able to easily run through and find him. However, he was just released a day or two ago. And after this, I'm going to tell you all of his criminal history. All right. Member for 22 months, almost 2 years, baby. And I hope you continue to support the channel. Thank you. Yeah, right. 9 months, man. Now, we've been here for 42 minutes. How can I tell a story in an hour and a half when I'm not even halfway done? Royal Bitchex, it would be a sad story. I wish it were just a story, right? And not real. Avondale is a suburb of Glendale and Globe. Okay, 2 hours. But still, with all the money that they're using, look at they went 100 miles and found a body and tried to connect that to Nancy Guthrie. So Arizona is Arizona. Money is money. Put some money on that table for that young lady and bring her home if that's what it's going to take.
While inside. Then 2 days later, which would be Tuesday night, police tracked Comas's digital footprint and found her phone and her car abandoned in this area of 67th Avenue and Indian School Road. Police haven't offered details, but Comas met all the criteria for a turquoise alert. This type of alert was created for missing persons, including members of the indigenous community. Now, the difference between an Amber Alert and a turquoise alert is that an Amber Alert is issued when there's an abduction, while a turquoise alert is for someone who's missing under unknown circumstances. The turquoise alert can be issued for anyone up to age 65.
All right. And
for more information, but I was told that they're not releasing any more details right now.
Oh, don't worry. We got them. We got them, guys. We're going to go into his violent past. And now that Mabster's in the house, Mr. Mab, I have a question for you. My Guilty of Crime crew realizes that we need to do we do a lot of stuff for members only. No, she was 21. This young lady, Isabella Comas, is 21 years old. But Mab, do you want to cover the Nancy Guthrie case with me on Friday? Have you on panel and we can do like theories. You and I can bounce theories off of each other and then do it on members only chat. So everybody could watch, but only the members only could chat with us. Maybe we'll have a call in. Let me know, Mab. Let me know if you want to come on here with me on Friday and be on panel and cover the Nancy Guthrie case and talk about theories. All right. I'll also message you as well, but I think that would be good, not only for us to get that out there, but also for your channel, buddy. All right. I want to see every channel succeed. Every channel, we should all boost each other up. Okay. And thank you, Synth. I do appreciate that. All right. Violent past of her non-boyfriend.
Continues for 21-year-old Isabella Comas from Avondale. We are learning more about her romantic partner being labeled as a person of interest in her disappearance. 39-year-old Tommy Rodriguez.
As soon as you see this individual and the history that they have, the homicide, the stalking, and now we have another potentially domestic violence.
He already has stalking charges and a lot of other crimes that we're going to talk about, but yet what? He's a stalker and they're calling that monster her boyfriend? Anybody in the house think that that little beautiful young lady that's 21 years old would have anything to do with that monster? Anyone? Okay, I thought so. What's up, Christine? Good to see you. Much love. Mab said he had to take a shower. What a turd. All right, let's continue.
Violent offense. All eyes are going to be on him.
Retired FBI agent Lance Lysing talked to me about Rodriguez's violent past. It began when Rodriguez was just 15 years old, where he shot and killed an innocent man in Phoenix.
Having access to an AK-47 in his family home.
Listen, guys, he literally shot and killed someone, and this guy's out on the street again with an AR-15 available. What? Just want you to know that little girl, guys, that little girl, Isabella Comas, 21 years old. I believe every word that the family says that she's not dating him. All right, I'm glad you guys are laughing. I can get y'all going. Hell nah. All right, let's continue.
That's an indicator that, he wasn't raised in the most stable of lifestyles.
In the murder trial documents, back in 2002, Rodriguez was with a group looking to buy drugs. Rodriguez, however, told the group he wanted to rob someone with his gun. The group went to an apartment of a known drug dealer in Phoenix. They did not know the dealer had been evicted, and instead the apartment was occupied by a 21-year-old nursing student. The documents state that Rodriguez began shooting as soon as the door opened. The innocent nursing student was found dead inside the apartment.
Why is he out? Listen, guys, now I want you to know, yes, we know he likes machetes and he likes hammers. So they let him out to dispose of his weapons? What? An ankle monitor means nothing. I want you to know that. Allie Callie says, Jay, I wouldn't be able to work side by side with you. I wouldn't get my work done. Hey, I'm a hard worker. When I'm actually working and focused, I have resting bitch face. I look mad. Trust me, you can even ask Mama Pearl. I'm running around the house, taking the trashes out and doing stuff, and I have that resting bitch face. It looks like I'm mad. She's like, oh, I'll ask you later. I get serious about my work, Allie Callie. All right, what's up, Cal? Much love to you. Come on over. Hit that like button.
Apartment, 6 bullet holes through the front door. Rodriguez went to prison, but that's not the end of his violent actions.
When you look at recidivism rates, the younger offenders tend to repeat offend even more.
After being released from prison, Rodriguez stalked and assaulted an ex-girlfriend. Lysing says the stalking charge is the biggest red flag, possibly indicating why he's ID'd as the person of interest in Comas's case.
Whether it's an ultra paranoia, whether it's just a passion within a relationship, that type of attitude is difficult to break. So when you get out of prison, that attitude still exists. You're in another relationship with another individual. The paranoia comes back, that passion comes back, the violence comes back, and you commit again.
Now, there's still a lot of questions in this case, questions that can't be answered until Comas is found. Anyone with any information.
Right. But remember, there's a significant amount of blood in that car. He ripped out the front seat, ripped out the lining. So evidence is just gone. I'm betting that he either put it in a dumpster somewhere or just burned it. All right. Good to see y'all. That's the picture I put on the front. Even in that picture, that little girl, and I call her little girl, Isabella Comas is not a little girl. She's 21 years old. But yeah, red flags like a mofo.
Nations are urged to contact police. Live in the studio, I'm Steven Serrano.
Call 911 if you come across this guy. He will hurt you. He is not a person that you want to mess with. Okay, I'm going to show you what else that they call. I'm going to show you about his custody and what else. And then we're going to listen to the family say, please do not call him her boyfriend. All right, justice. We need justice for Isabella Comas. It's like Tomas. All right. I look up Aaron Spencer and see what his 13-year-old daughter's rapist out on bond did. Oh, I covered that case under your scars. I know exactly. That Aaron Spencer guy is my hero. I would take a shotgun and just blow that shit right off. Let them live. Let them live. Just take the junk in the trunk. Make sure it's gone. Go ahead, guy. Go. All right. I'm in Phoenix. Just shared missing in mugshot flyer. Thank you, Janet. This little girl needs to be brought home. Right? I know she's not a little girl, but my son is 26 years old and she's only 21. Right? So to me, she's like a little kid. She's a beautiful young lady, straight up. All right, they call this missing Avondale woman's boyfriend in custody. Stop doing that.
The investigation continues around the disappearance of 21-year-old Isabella Comas. Meanwhile, the man police are calling a person of interest in the case is in custody.
12 News journalist Jade Cunningham combed through pages of court documents today, learning more about his past.
39-year-old Tommy Rodriguez making his first court appearance Thursday after Avondale police say he stole his girlfriend Isabella Comas' car. The 21-year-old's whereabouts are unknown. Authorities, though, calling her disappearance suspicious and Rodriguez a person of interest.
I called
suspicious
her to let her know she wouldn't answer her phone. There's proof of all that.
Court records show Rodriguez has a violent past.
So basically, he was setting up an alibi and trying to ping off of a different tower, trying to cover his tracks. That's what he's saying. Falconess Australia, you are in the future, my friend. Tell me what's happening. Jay, you're awesome. Love the way you discuss cases, etc. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. All right, let's continue. That guy, you guys should be very afraid of, all right? I showed you the charging document earlier from this case with the vehicle, damage to vehicle and stolen. This is his past. This is all his stuff coming out.
At 15, he was arrested along with 3 friends after shooting and killing Jesus Romaldo Beltran Escobar, a nursing student. Documents show on January 2002, Rodriguez told 3 of his friends he wanted to rob someone with his gun. He obtained his father's assault rifle and they went to an apartment near 30th Avenue in Granada, where Rodriguez began shooting as soon as the door opened.
What a nice
Rodriguez
guy.
accepted a plea deal in the case for second-degree murder and served more than a dozen years behind bars. Then in 2020, while on parole, Rodriguez was arrested on multiple charges, including aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Court documents reveal Rodriguez got into an argument with his then girlfriend and her friend, at one point threatening them with a machete and hammer. Authorities were also told he tried running them over multiple times with his car. His girlfriend, though, refusing to press charges. For the next 2 months,
Guys, what judge let this man out? Maggie, you took the words out of my mother trucking mouth. What judge on this planet, what person on this planet would let that guy out on with a ankle monitor, knowing the blood and the evidence that he had in the car and his past history, and knowing damn well that Isabella Comas is probably not alive. And if she were, he would be free to help to do whatever he wanted to her. Lucy Day, another Aussie, often watch, rarely chat, catch lives, unfortunately. Well, shout out to you, Lucy Day from Guilty of Crime. Yeah, what in the actual F is happening here? That's why he got out? No, but he did this later on, too. This is not just then.
show he continued to threaten those victims. He was then arrested again and accepted another plea deal, serving 3 years in prison.
The state does not know where the victim is. The defendant likely does.
Now, as authorities investigate this latest case, Rodriguez currently behind bars with a $50,000 bond. Jay Cunningham, 12 News.
All right, so that guy is not a good character. I'm going to tell you that right now. Not good, not good. All right. Look at that. Mom disputes boyfriend in this case. This is not her boyfriend. That's why he got out. He was a minor. Okay, exactly how? Exactly how what? The same judge that let Jay Caro off. There you go. There you go. Kimberly, you made it. And I'm so glad. All right, listen, her mom's saying this is not real. He was stalking her. That is not her boyfriend. Okay. Avondale. Avondale. Hold on. Hold on. I got 1 second, guys.
Isabella Comas disappeared more than a month ago.
Damn
It's
it.
a nightmare her mom, Mo, can't wake up from.
I feel like a zombie, Stephanie. This whole thing has been a disbelief.
We spoke over the phone, but Mo wanted to clear up some details, starting with her 21-year-old daughter's relationship or
Yes.
lack of a relationship with
Yes.
this man, Tommy
Yes.
Rodriguez.
It threw us off to hear the whole relationship thing in the media.
I'm telling you guys, this guy had only known her for about 2 months. Don't ask me how he got her phone number or why she was texting him back, but she was, all right? And law enforcement can see that. That judge, if it's him again, needs to be removed from any courtroom. I agree. Yeah, that's why I'm doing this today, because nobody's covering this, and it's right in Arizona where Nancy Guthrie is.
Yeah, right. While they did hold acquaintance with each other.
Well, there you go. They were acquaintances, so there goes the explained text messages, but it was only for 2 months. All right. Linda says the family of Sam Nordquist is now on their way to New York for the trial of Sam's killers. Please cover this hate crime. Do me a favor and send me an email so I can remember that. All right, Linda? You can send me the email at guiltyofcrime by j@gmail.com. I get to that faster. Kathy's in the house. Hi there. I went to bed at 10:30 and just back up. Couldn't sleep. It's been a long night. All right, well, we're here and you need to hear about this stalker or boyfriend. Isabella Comas has disappeared, seemingly out of thin air. Maybe she's with Sebastian. Who knows, right? Jack and Lily. Maybe they're all hanging out in the forest somewhere. You know how police officers act, like they're still like, we're just going to bring them home.
There was no loving relationship.
Rodriguez is the only person of interest identified in the case. Detectives believe Rodriguez stole Isabella's car and dumped it in Phoenix the day after she went missing. Police say they found blood inside the car and the passenger seat missing. Mo says she doesn't know how the two met or how long they knew each other, but Isabella told her she made a friend with an older man.
I believe he might have been.
Oh no, that was a rookie move. My bad, guys. I'm gonna get back there because Mama has something to say. Rookie move. I hope Mab's not here to see me do that. My bad. That age gap is a huge red flag. The age gap, and then you look at the dude. She was 21 and he's 39. And I use her in the past tense because I don't think she's with us anymore. I'm bringing that back up, guys. My bad. We don't want people thinking that stalker was her boyfriend at all whatsoever. If we can clear anything up, let's clear that up. All right. That was a rookie move.
Friend
My
with an
bad.
older man.
I believe he might have been trying to pursue her.
Mo says Isabella always brought her friends and past boyfriends around, but not Rodriguez. Mo believes Isabella went to meet Rodriguez, trying to end things with him before she went missing.
We spoke to some of her friends, and they all shared concern for her when it came, to Tommy. She would be hanging out with girlfriends or just friends from school, and he would show.
So, I mean, there's your motive, guys. This guy attached onto her. He's already had other stalking and domestic violence charges in the past. She's 21 years old. He's 39 years old and very violent. All right. So, yes, we're going to clear this up. That guy latched onto her, in my opinion, stalked her, and then she probably denied his advances, and he decided, you know what? I'm just going to take what I want from you. Yeah, I know. Say a prayer, though. Say a prayer. This is my worst nightmare.
Up randomly, just causing her a scene, right? It seemed like he was very jealous of her.
Police told us Isabella's phone was found at a recycling center in Phoenix, and somehow Rodriguez had it and gave it to family. Family then gave it to police.
That's crazy.
Mo says that was her first encounter with him.
Listen, what he's trying to do, guys. I gotta put this out there. He did that to make his connection even tighter. Now, she's been missing for 2 months today, and this guy is still swearing he did nothing wrong, and in fact, she was his girlfriend. So he went and found her phone. He knew where it was going to be and handed it back. I wonder what was deleted. Man, this is crazy. What's up, DJs? Allegedly, in my opinion, true crime. Go ahead and drop your link in chat, buddy, or one of the mods. Go for it. All right, let's continue.
All I can say is that he presented himself as a friend. And it wasn't until later that we realized who we were dealing with. I am hoping that my daughter is alive. She loves her siblings. She loves her pets. She's got a cat here waiting for her.
And Mo says the last update that she got from police was about 2 weeks ago. And now in this moment, police are still asking people with any information to reach out to them, including that new piece that they're looking for, that seat, that passenger seat that was ripped out of Isabella's red car. So they're looking for leads on that. And
there's a whole seat missing. Her phone was found in a recycling center. Major pieces of the car were ripped out, and there was blood, enough blood that if you don't get help for somebody, you would be no longer alive. Now, you say he led a convicted violent, yes. Of history violence, yes. What did the psych report say? What judge would do this? Yeah, this is all, he's a violent recidivist and out on an easily made bond. That's what I'm saying. Why didn't they do like a $2 million bond, cash bond or something? Why would they do that? Mab, you want to collaborate with me, buddy, on Friday? Cover the Nancy Guthrie case. You know, have you up on panel and we'll talk Nancy Guthrie theories, and we'll do like a members only type of deal. Let me know, Mab, if you want to collab with me on Friday. We'll do members only chat, and we'll discuss Nancy Guthrie and the theories that you and I have. All right, let's continue. You do always see me daily, or you email me and I email you back. All right, let's do this. I'm going to, I don't want to, let me stop sharing. And I've got one more thing before we get into what just came out hours ago. I do not like leaving that blank. It bothers me. It bothers me. All right. I'm in a goofy mood. We're halfway through the week, guys, and I'm so grateful that we're almost there. All right. So we've got a renewed search efforts and missing woman nearly 2 months. Let's go to the search efforts, and then we're going to hop into everything Isabella. All right. Family, police, evidence, everything that you want and need to know about this case is coming right after this. All right. I want you to know that Arizona just renewed their search efforts this week. And that's why that video came out hours ago. They want your help. All right.
Call for action for the public in the case of 21-year-old Isabella Comas. Isabella has been missing for nearly 2 months.
A man named Tommy Rodriguez, who police say was Isabella's boyfriend, remains in custody on charges related to her case. Fox 10's Nicole Christine has been following this case since the start. She joins us now with the latest. Nicole.
Yeah, good evening, guys. Now, there hasn't been really a big break in this case since we saw Rodriguez be arrested and named as the sole person of interest in the case. But Avondale police, they really believe there is someone who saw something back in January that can help to crack the case and bring Isabella home.
But ultimately, our goal is to find Isabella, and we haven't received any tips in a couple of weeks.
Now, he is a flight risk, not was. Listen, Sander, or I'm not sure how to say your name. I'm going to call you Sander because I'm not sure. or Sandy Riggs. Now listen, I know there's 105 people, 106 just popped in. Hit that like button. We've got like, this is one of the smallest days of people, and I really want this case to be shared, guys. So please, when you're done, share it with your whoever you text, put it in your Facebook group, put it on X, put it out there, okay? This little girl needs to be found. The evidence needs to be found, and your heart's going to break in a little bit with the update in a minute. Police are asking for your help.
Avondale police calling on the public to help in the disappearance of 21-year-old Isabella Comas, 51 days after she was last seen. Officer Jarrett Redfern says the Globe area is still part of the investigation due to surveillance video of the morning of January 12th.
So that's him. That's how they connected the two. They see him on surveillance with her car. Later on, it's found. Now, yeah, I don't see all of chat, but thank you for letting me know. Synth, definitely Lauren Dumolo. We covered the Lauren Dumolo case, and she had a guy named Gabriel that was a boyfriend. When she went missing, he took the TV and left and just dipped. Now, Lauren Dumolo has never been found to this day. So very echoing case is what you guys seem like you're talking about. Thank you for letting me know. And thank you for sharing. It needs to be put out there on blast.
That showed Isabella's vehicle at a Globe gas station and a man driving it who looked like 39-year-old Tommy Rodriguez, the sole person of interest in the case at this time.
Also, we want to expand that reach. We're not just interested in the Globe area when it comes to this case, because her vehicle was found near 67th Avenue and Indian School in Phoenix, and her phone was found at a totally separate location at a recycling plant.
Court documents show a
And guys, he's the one that handed it over. Again, I believe he's absolutely trying to make sure that he has that connection, so to speak. All right, Mab, I got you on Friday. We'll talk before then so we can get a stream set up. I'll do all the deal with you. And then DJ, you're welcome to use any of my stuff on my channel. Feel free to, okay? I know you're just getting into the true crime and you're doing your deal, but if there's anything that you want to steal from my channel, I've got lots of clips. I've got thousands of videos, 10 to 13 minutes long and hours long. Buddy, you're welcome to use them. Use whatever you want. Same with you, Mab. Y'all can use my whatever I have. Don't ever worry about that, all right? Just tag me in it and we're good to go. All right, thanks. My girl Holly's back. What's up? You better not be back too long. You're on vacation, girl. Holly's back. All right, let's go.
Plant.
Court documents show a large amount of blood was found in Isabella's vehicle once it was recovered, which later came back as a match for Isabella and other concerning evidence.
The passenger seat being removed led our investigators to believe that she potentially suffered from a mortal wound, a very serious injury.
Police asking the public to think back to the days surrounding January 12th and any potential sightings of Isabella, Rodriguez, or her red car.
That I see a man and a woman in an argument, that I see a man dragging something.
All right, I don't know if he was on the other clip that we did, but we saw this one. Searches are renewed. Let's remove this and remember justice for Isabella Comas. Where is she? She's been missing for 2 months today. Mab says 2,000 by Monday is our goal. Well, listen, Mab, if you come on my show on Friday, we'll get you to 2,000 by Monday. All right. We got you. We got you, buddy. Even on vacation is dedication. Like I said, best mods on YouTube, baby. Best mods. All right. Now they're asking for a renewed search. I'm going to bring this down so you guys can see the article, but then we're going to do what they did with Madeline Soto. They did on Arizona News. You remember when they did Madeline Soto part 1, part 2, part 3 of her case? Well, they did that here. So we're going to watch one of those parts today that just came out 5 hours ago. But first, I'm going to tell you, they ask for your help. Police detail search into the Isabella Comas disappearance. We're going to listen to that after. Avondale, Arizona police are pleading for help from the public to search for Isabella. nears 2-month mark. Now this was on March 6th. Today is March 11th. So this was a few days ago. The agency sat down with ABC on Tuesday, marking their first interview since the 21-year-old Isabella was reported missing. And guys, I got to tell you, I am grateful that they did not say that she was a runaway or she just left of her own will. I'm so glad they did that. I'm so glad they classified it. And guys, they put a billboard. They're paying for a whole billboard out there. Yes, it's Arizona, Holly. I think that's why I ran across it. Now, Public Information Officer Jared Redfern says their agency hasn't received the tip in 2 weeks, guys. They hope that speaking out will bring back the case to the front and center. The officer said they still hope Comas is alive, even 50 days after she disappeared. Now, in this new episode of Arizona Crime Uncovered, they're going to explain a ton of details. And I'm so glad to be here to watch it and commentate on it. All right. So let's get back to that. They need to stop using her pictures that are all pixelated because she's got a ton of them up. I wanted to show you something. What's up, buddy? Mab says, I'm going to give me some Photoshop. Man. Look they have an active billboard. I love seeing stuff like this. Turquoise alert, Isabella Comas, Avondale, please. Huge number, lots of traffic going by. All right, there's the tip line. Website is findisabellacomas.com. There's the tip line. She's missing 2 months today. She needs your help. She needs my help, and she needs this to get out there in the universe of social media. So much mishandling in law enforcement. Arizona seems. Read today about Tucson guy in charge of the Guthrie case and his fudged resume revealed. You got that right. What's up, Total Avid Bro fan? Good to see ya. Hello. All right. Yes, you do. Synth Server did do everything. She made Guilty of Crime website. So if you guys want to hire a girl or whatever she does, hit Synth up. She can help you with whatever you need as well. All right. Let's get into this because this is the part. It's called We Ask for Your Help. Please detail the search. Up until today, 2 months missing. This came out 5 hours ago. Only 743 people have seen this freaking video. Not okay. They put so much time into it. We need to get this out there. We asked for your help 5 hours ago. Arizona Crime Uncovered. 743 views. Well, no wonder my chat only has how many people? Well, the people that are here, you guys are the best. So welcome to the crime crew if you're new. If not, don't forget to hit that like button and share. Holly, don't forget to share this on any of your platforms. Let's get into this.
Getting a chance to ask questions about the case. But before we get to that interview, here are the details you need to know. Isabella Comas was last seen on January 11th. Police are still...
I don't know why they keep using that image. Should I send them a better one? Because we have all of the images from TikTok. Why are they using that? That's weird. I don't know. Maybe I'll email them.
Hopeful she's alive, despite finding the 21-year-old's car abandoned in Phoenix. Inside, police say they found a substantial amount of blood that was a match for Comas. The passenger seat was also missing. The only person of interest they have in this case is still Tommy Rodriguez, who we're told was seeing Comas romantically. Court documents say the two had only known each other for a few months. He was arrested just days after a turquoise alert went out. Right now, he is behind bars, only charged.
And guys, listen to this. This just came out. They probably filmed it. They put it together or filmed it like 3 days ago. He got out yesterday. $25,000 bond times 2. That's only $5,000 at 10%, guys. All right. Maybe because the pink hair, what? Mo. Boop. How you doing? Good to see you. Don't forget to hit that like button and share the heck out of this. All right, let's continue. This monster needs to be rearrested for the big M.
Charged with stealing and damaging Comas's car. We also, for the first time, sat down with Comas's family, hearing from her mom, who didn't want to share her face or name.
The reason why we're reaching out is just to continue to keep Belle's face and name in the media, right, within the community, in hopes of generating new meaningful leads that will help with the investigation in hopes in finding Isabella.
Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit about your daughter?
Bella was young and she was full of.
I don't think the mom's going to realize the magnitude of this case very soon. So I do understand her not wanting to show her face. Some people don't want to be, harassed or the news storming them. But God, guys, I wouldn't be able to hide from that. I would be out there. You would see me. You would know I was looking. Again, I no blame to the family, but man, we want her to be found, guys. Angie, welcome. Good to see you. Karen's in the house. Clementine says, I was asking, maybe they keep using that awful photo because she was last seen. Yeah, but Clementine, if you watch the beginning of my episode, I showed you that she has a ton of pictures on TikTok and X, and they're not pixelated. So and her hair's pink. So I don't know why they're doing that. I believe it was reported that he had left to California with a one-way ticket and then ended up back. Well, either way, they arrested him and he was released yesterday.
Life. She loved fashion in her own way. She loved art and music. She loved to dance.
Amen.
She loved to hang out with friends and go on trips and all of the things a 21-year-old likes to do.
And sometimes you got to remember that just happens. This mom is talking about her in the past tense, and I don't think anything has to do with the family. Good to see you. This become my favorite channel to watch. That's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, makes zero sense. That's what I'm saying. I have high-res videos of her and images.
Bella was full of life. She was always laughing.
I know you said you guys were searching every day. Do you mind describing how you guys search?
Yes, so we have been going back to the places that we've known Bella was last seen, or the certain places that we know her phone was pinging at. So those are the places that just keeps us drawing back to see if we can find anything new, if anything or anyone has seen anything.
Yeah, I have a feeling that we're going to get more movement on this case soon. Guys, they haven't had a lead in 2 weeks. Okay, that's not good. Now, if you look at the Nancy Guthrie case and you see when Savannah said, hey, we're going to give $1 million reward for her, right? Alive or dead, essentially. All of a sudden, 20,000 new leads came in. Well, what about Isabella Comas? What can we do to get more leads? Man, it's frustrating.
As the search continues, in February, police released photos from the Globe area of a man they believe is Rodriguez driving Comas's car just hours after she was last seen. Those photos were a part of the update we received from police prior to our interview. But police told us they need tips and spoke with us in hopes of bringing this case back front and center. Here's our full interview. Thank you so much for sitting down with us, talking about Isabella Comas's case. It is nearing now on 2 months since she was reported missing. Where are you guys at in this case?
Yeah, and thank you so much for coming out and sitting down with us.
And guys, I want to tell you, if you want to keep up on this, well, just come to my channel, of course. But there's a ton of coverage from this local news station, and I'm so grateful. But yeah, Holly, it's like, what the heck? I didn't even know about this case. Listen, I was going to cover the Nancy Guthrie case because there are interesting updates and theories. And then I ran across this, Isabella Comas, and I said, how does nobody know about her when everybody's looking for Nancy in that area and nobody knows about her? That doesn't make sense. All right. Bye, Angie. Tracy, thanks for being so consistent. You work hard. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. We just hit 111. That's an angel number. Say a prayer that Isabella Comas is brought home. Either way. All right. And that guy, that monster gets the justice. that he deserves to be locked up forever. How does his eyes line up to the mask? Right? Pretty much. All right, let's continue.
The biggest thing that we want to do today is to get this case back into the public consciousness. Like you said, it's been 51 days since Isabella was last seen. And in that time, a lot has happened. We located her vehicle, we located her cell phone in different parts of Phoenix. We found video surveillance of her vehicle and of a suspect who we believe to be Tommy Rodriguez in the Globe area on the night of, or the early morning hours of January 12th. And so, as you know, this investigation has been active and has been making progress.
Now, they found him on the early mornings of January 12th, and the last time she was seen alive was on the video surveillance on the 11th. And then they found him with her car, and that's what led to the arrest. All right. Thank you guys for the prayers. I see a big prayer for you, Kathy. You had a funeral today. You got father-in-law funeral prayers for your family. That's never fun.
Mr. Rodriguez was arrested for stealing Isabella's vehicle later that week, around 14th or the 15th of January. And, we want to get this back into the public consciousness because we have not received any tips in 2 weeks. And we're hoping that if we can bring this back up and remind the community that we are still looking for Isabella and we haven't found her yet, and we need as much help as we can get.
I'm telling you guys.
That's what our plea is to call us at 623-333-7001 or 480-WITNESS if you'd like to be anonymous.
I'm literally actively posting links while we're doing the show, guys. That's how much I want this to be spread out there so other creators can cover it, etc. And hence why I say use my stuff. Mab, use my material. DJ, any Kathy, True Crime Files, use the content, use whatever you want. You won't have to worry about terms of service because I will not strike you. All right, let's continue.
Did receive some tips after releasing the update about Globe in the early morning hours of the 12th, and some of those tips were helpful to the investigation. However, like I said, it's been a couple of weeks now since we've received any tips, and we're hoping that we can remind the community and remind.
Why is it taking a couple of weeks to get any tips? You think if they put a cash reward, we're going to get a bunch of tips? I love you, Mom. Love you too.
Remind the public that we're still looking. Guys. The turquoise alert is still active. As a reminder, the turquoise alert is a statewide alert similar to the.
Sorry, guys, if I yelled in your ear. My son came by and he said, "Love you, Mom," and he yelled through the door. So I didn't even have a chance to mute it. So there you go. We're all love. We definitely are lovey, touchy-feely people. All right. I'm awesome. Love you, Jay. You're so awesome and amazing. Thank you. You don't have to say that. You can use my stuff anyway. Justice for Isabella. Thank you, Kimberly. I appreciate that. All right, let's go.
Amber alert, but the turquoise alert is for any person under the age of 65 when there's suspicious circumstances around their disappearance and they're believed to be in danger, which we had both with Isabella from the beginning. And so we still are also searching for that vehicle seat that I mentioned in my last update. And our main area of focus is Globe. We searched with Gila County.
Guys, they should be able to find a missing seat. All right. They should be able to find that, hopefully. And oh, yeah. Tell your granddaughter Jay says hello. Hi. I know. All love. We're all lovey. We're just a big old lovey family, hence the word gay, right? Isn't that normally you're so gay? All right, let's go.
Sheriff's Department in the Globe area in January with targeting specific locations in Globe that some of the evidence was leading us to. Unfortunately, nothing came up out of that search. Shortly after that, the community on their own, came together, kind of a grassroots, and organized a search. We did send a detective to be a part of that search in the sense that our detective was there to let them know we searched these places. That way they didn't search the same places again. And then also if there was any evidence or anything that may lead the case forward, that detective would be there and be ready to get that information immediately.
And guys, you guys know the terrain, right? This is Arizona. You know that the soil many times is really hard. You're not just going to go out there with the shovel and be able to bury anything, right? So we've got dumpsters to check, landfills to check. I don't know. I don't know. Yes, they found Maggie, they found blood all over the car. And Maggie, not only did they find blood all over the car, but they found the seat ripped out, the front passenger seat, and the lining of the trunk and the back seat just gone. All right. Nana Rock says, I was in San Jose last week visiting the kids. I wanted to come visit, but I got a cold, so save me from that. Well, thank you for saving me from that. Yeah, next time hit me up. For sure. They found a lot of blood. Yes. They found so much blood that they say that if they don't get her in time or somebody didn't help her in time, that she would be dead. So I think that she probably is no longer with us. But why should we not be looking for her? Yeah, it seems Sand rejects stuff. So, all right, let's continue.
Unfortunately, nothing came of that search either. So again, there's been a lot happening over the last 2 months, both locally and nationally. And our biggest, our biggest interest right now is to get this case back up into the public's consciousness and make that plea again and ask for more help with tips. Check your video surveillance again if you still have it from that morning of January 12th. We're not searching anywhere else in the valley. Our focus remains on Globe for Isabella. But hey, if you're in the Phoenix area, we do know that some of the evidence was recovered in the Phoenix area. So please also check your video surveillance and keep your eyes open.
So guys, this is, 2 hours from where Nancy Guthrie case is no big deal when you see the amount of people and resources that they're using. And guys, they frankly went all the way down to where a pond was found by a 42-year-old woman and tried to, say, oh, it's Nancy. So that is not that far from where Nancy is as far as means go. They did put a billboard, but we need more. Yes, it's her blood, and yes, a lot of blood. And yes, heartbreaking. Oh my God, horrible, evil piece. I know. Mom, so sad for this family. I agree. I'm grateful for my family, and I wouldn't trade them for anything. No amount of money, no amount of anything.
Yeah. At this point in the investigation, is Tommy Rodriguez considered a person of interest still or a suspect at this time?
Well,
now look at him having to think about it. This is what actually intrigues me and drives me to do what I do in true crime, because we're able to pick apart what these people can and cannot say and figure out from there what's really going on. He's really got to think about what he's allowed to say as far as evidence goes. All right. Same dark, freaky eyes. Prayers for the family. Yeah, you guys, hey, you never know. The seat was probably soaked in her blood, and more than likely, he had made an advance. In my opinion, he made an advance towards her. She was in the passenger seat. He probably got on top of her and wanted to do stuff, and she didn't go for it. And you know the drill, guys. He's absolutely a suspect, in my opinion. All right, let's continue.
I would say he's a person of interest in her disappearance. And he's a suspect in the sense that he was charged with theft of means of transportation for stealing her vehicle.
Yeah.
He does at this time remain our only person of interest in the disappearance of Isabella Comas.
Rightfully so.
Do you think that other people could be involved, though?
There's no information right now leading us to believe that anyone else is involved.
Yeah. Over 50 days into this, do you think that Isabella Comas is still alive?
Our hope remains that she is from the very beginning of this investigation, and until we conclude it, we will always be searching for her alive and well. And that's what our focus remains, and that's what our desire is. However, we are very worried about her. As I said at the beginning, we knew from the start that there were suspicious circumstances and that she was in danger, which is why we issued the turquoise alert.
Well, not only that, but they already had a suspect, so to speak, right? So, anyway, but I just pinned my buy me a coffee /guilty of crime. I'm going to put that up every day, guys. That's for the CrimeCon 2026 fun. All right. Crystal says, I don't get why they let him go. If there was a puddle of blood, they already held him. And Crystal, did you see his past history? It's bad. It's real bad. Through crime files, I got a coffee account, but no one sadly brought me coffee. Well, I got me a Red Bull fund, and that's all on my own. I do too, but I don't think she's alive. We just want her to be brought home. All right. CrimeCon 2026 is in Las Vegas at the end of May, May 29th through the 31st. We'll get more details soon. We're going to be having a big fat party thanks to Patricia NYC.
And then we found additional evidence, as you saw in my last update, with blood being in the vehicle, a large amount of blood being in the vehicle. We're very worried about her condition, but we always maintain hope that she's alive.
You mentioned the car. Obviously, we read from court documents a few things you guys found in the car in addition to the blood. Can you describe, though, the car? I mean, the passenger seat missing, and you said you found blood inside. I mean, what was the condition of that car?
Yeah, I can't speak really beyond that. So I'll just reiterate that the vehicle was found abandoned in the area of 67th Avenue and Indian School.
Well, you know, he can't speak beyond that because it will ruin the investigation. I'm pretty sure he has a lot more evidence. What are we teasing me with? This world is crazy for justice. The system sucks. Allie Kelly says, stop teasing Jay. What are you teasing me for? Who's teasing me? All right. But no, this drives me nuts on how they go about it. And I know it needs to happen that way, but I just don't like it. I'm going to try to get there, but my grandson graduates high school and I have to go to Washington right after. That's a lot. Well, you know, we're going to be there. The car alone should have been held. He was the last known with her. I agree. I don't know what judge was thinking.
Passenger seat was missing from the vehicle. It has yet to be recovered. There was blood, a substantial amount of blood found in the vehicle. And so there's absolutely cause for concern about Isabella's well-being. That blood did test positive to be Isabella's blood. So we're very worried about her, and we're still working to find her.
I know in those court records too, it mentioned pings from Isabella's cell phone.
Yep.
When you looked at those pings, there were pieces of evidence, including what seemed to be pink hair found in El Mirage. Has that been tested? Has that been come back?
So they found pink hair, a shit ton of blood, and this guy with a violent criminal past, including taking someone's life with a weapon such as an automatic rifle. What did they say? An AK-47? And this guy was just trigger happy. Okay. They literally said that he wanted to just shoot someone with that AK-47. He opened the door, didn't look, and just started shooting. That's not good. All right. How can this guy not be guilty? All signs point to him. I agree. Well, they know. Sandwich, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Don't forget, hit that like button just in case you didn't. I don't know. That's what I'm trying to say.
Isabella's.
I don't know. I don't know that information right now.
In terms of those cell phone pings and Isabella's cell phone, were you guys able to take a look at that and get any evidence from her phone?
So I can't speak to the specific evidence captured from her cell phone pings.
And thank you, Tiff, my girl Tiff, by the way, for helping me put this episode together today. All right. Yeah, when he was 15. But that's the thing that stood out to you. There were more crimes after that. It wasn't just, he was 15, he did it. No, he has a rap sheet.
But I guess what's important when it comes to that is the totality of the evidence, which may have included some of that, gave us some actionable locations in Globe to try and search for her, which unfortunately did not lead to us finding her. So
Tommy Rodriguez, how quickly did he become a person of interest in this case? I know you guys believe that he's the last person that was with Isabella Comas.
Yeah, I don't have, an exact.
Why can't he tell us anything? I'm going to tell you guys. I'm going to say this guy inserted himself once he got found with the vehicle. I bet you he was like, hey, my girlfriend let me use that vehicle. But, we were arguing. I haven't seen her. And they pulled that footage. And there's a girl with the pink hair. And this guy's driving a car with no seat and things ripped out. Right? So sad. This is my neighborhood. Globe is 40 minutes away. Well, Sandwich, please do spread the word. Stalker or boyfriend. Family says this guy was her stalker. The news is calling him her boyfriend. Arrest in the Isabella Comas case, in the disappearance of, and she's still missing. Right? That too. He was also a stalker before her.
Exact time or day, but I mean, it was within days. Isabella went missing, or she was last seen January 11th, and he was arrested.
Again, January 11th, guys. 111. Say a prayer that this case with the coverage gets kicked up a notch. We need tips here. They haven't got tips in 2 weeks.
That same week, within 7 days, for theft of means of transportation and criminal damage.
God.
And he was a person of interest at that time of his arrest and the disappearance of Isabella.
I know that he has an extensive criminal history, and some of that included stalking and possibly harassing, ex-relationships, ex-girlfriends. Do you believe that Isabella Comas was being stalked?
I don't know. I don't have any information on that.
Okay.
That sucks. He doesn't know anything, it seems, but he's got to have messages saying whatever back and forth. Vicky says, I wonder if the United Cajun Navy or EquiSearch has been contacted. Since Barney Fife tuned them down in Nancy's disappearance, this guy should have never been let out. I agree. And I also agree with that. Cajun Navy wants to help. Why don't they help look for Isabella? I bet you they can find an area faster than they can with Nancy. They got that digital trail with this case. That's why they were able to detain this monster anyway. All right. Her phone was found at a recycling plant. Yes, but he also gave them her phone. Did she have two phones? I don't know. But whatever happened, he handed a phone over of hers. Again, inserting himself as her boyfriend.
In terms of the Globe area, I know that you guys have put out those really important photos that you believe is Tommy Rodriguez in the Globe area driving Isabella Comas's car. Do you know of any connection that he has to Globe? I mean, why would he be there?
No, I don't know of any connection that he would have. And I would also reiterate that we do believe that is Mr. Rodriguez in that video surveillance, but it hasn't been confirmed yet.
Okay. Are you guys in touch?
But I don't like that they keep saying her boyfriend when they know he's a known killer and stalker. And her family blatantly says, now maybe there's text messages that say otherwise, but I'm not seeing this. I don't understand.
Touch with Tommy Rodriguez or his attorneys? Are you trying to get more from him at this point?
He remains in custody on those initial charges. I don't have any information on whether or not our detectives are speaking with his attorney or not.
In terms of now where you're at in a case, you need tips. Have you gotten video from any of those other areas where her cell phone did ping?
Not to my knowledge.
When you think about moving this case forward, as you search for Isabella, could there be a situation where Tommy Rodriguez does have potentially more charges with or without finding Isabella Comas?
That's what I'm hoping. Let's wait for his answer, but I'm thinking, why can't they make a charge of maybe an attempted murder or something of a lesser, maybe manslaughter, anything? I mean, can't they tell by the lots of blood in the car and the things ripped out? What can be done about this, guys? Does anyone know what can be done about this? Because he just got out yesterday. Why is he walking around free? If she were alive, he would be able to harm her and nobody would know. Damn, Arizona.
I think I wouldn't want to speculate, but what I would say is that the possibility remains open that, once we get further along in the investigation or if additional evidence comes up.
That's what I was thinking too. They said recycling center, but I was thinking that he hit the recycling center with her phone and possibly the dump with the car seat. He ripped the whole seat out. Yes, he's out, Sandwich. He got out yesterday, as a matter of fact, on $25,000 bond times 2, 10%. That's $5,000. That's nothing. He's out. Oh, with an ankle monitor, because that's going to stop you, right? It didn't for Jocelyn Nungrai.
The best way to say it maybe is like time will tell. It is a possibility that additional charges will be brought forth against Mr. Rodriguez, but it wouldn't be until the results of the investigation are complete.
And is part of the investigation interviewing Isabella's friends and family? Has that been a part of this as well?
Yeah, of course.
Are you able to say if they had any concerns about Tommy Rodriguez?
I can't speak to that right now. I don't know.
In terms of video, I know you guys want to stress, especially in the Globe area. Can you give us any kind of details about what led you there other than Isabella's car being there and these photos that you guys have and license plate readers? Is there anything else you can tell us about why you guys are so focused in the Globe area?
No, just the totality of the evidence. And I guess this is a good opportunity to say that, as you know, because we are continuing the investigation and there is that possibility of additional charges at the completion of the investigation, we also want to be very careful about the integrity of the investigation. So we don't want to release any information.
Yeah, they definitely put an officer and said, don't say anything. Answer questions, but don't answer questions. Now, Vicky says, how can his DNA not be in the car? I give him less than 3 months to do something horrible again. Now, his DNA was in the car and they caught him in that car red-handed, but he says, hey, I was supposed to have her car. I'm her boyfriend. All right. But he was in jail, locked up, and he just got released from January 15th is when he got locked up, and he was released yesterday on the 10th. Again, I don't know who got him out. We just read an article. They're never going to tell you, oh, this person bailed him out. They're not going to say that.
Information that would jeopardize that possibility. So.
When you think about what people should be looking for when it comes to Globe, and people are maybe sitting at home and thinking, maybe I did see something almost now 2 months ago, what's your message to them? You need them to check their cameras.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So kind of going back to some of the key evidence is the description of the male subject in the video surveillance, the red vehicle, Isabella's description with her clothing and her pink hair, or maybe the hair was covered, maybe their clothing was changed. If you saw any confrontation between two people.
See, they keep using that photo and it's bothering me because I can literally click out of this right now. Watch, let me show you something why it's bothering me. I can click out of it and come onto this screen that I was looking at for help. I have no one missing for this one, and it's perfectly clear. And this is the one just asking for help along with all of her TikTok stuff. So please do remember how she looks, if she's alive or not. She's going to look different than that. She's probably not going to have her eyelashes. Who knows about her hair? But there you go. That's what she looks like. And she is missing for 2 months as of today. All right, guys. All right, let's continue. I just wanted you to see that they have a ton of pictures. Why do they keep using those low res ones? I don't get it. I don't know why it bothers me, but all right, here we go. Back to the low res.
A man and a woman, or if you saw anything strange really at all between two people, or specifically those surrounding that red vehicle. We know that her vehicle was there in that Globe area that early hours of that morning, and then we know shortly thereafter it was located abandoned in Phoenix. And so that's what my call to action would be for the residents in the Globe area, is to check for those specific things and try and see if you have anything on video surveillance, or even if you just see this broadcast and you remember any information, please just give us a call, even if it's not video. But you remember, or you heard something from a friend, or any information that you might have, to give us a call and give that to us, our detectives.
And I know this is an active investigation, so I know there's going to be questions you guys can't answer. You mentioned being in the Valley.
So far, you haven't really answered anything, dare I say. Come on, guys, get out there, pick this case up, share it. I'm actively sharing links everywhere while I'm watching this and doing this episode. It's got to get out there. They need to pick this case up. It's so not fair to have so much attention on one person and another with 0 leads for the last 2 weeks. Come on. That's like, having Elon Musk with his billions, and then you got people on the sidewalk that don't have anywhere to live. People have too much or nothing. There's no middle ground here. That bothers me.
Locations in the Valley. You guys have searched areas of the Valley, but right now your focus is Globe.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And moving forward, what would you want people to know about this case? Obviously, you guys are hoping that we can get some attention to it. People will talk about it, remember it, bring in tips. And I'm assuming that's what you guys need, is something, a lead.
Yeah.
They've got nothing, guys. They've got nothing for 2 weeks. And you talk about a case going cold. That's one way. Yeah, they found some pink hair. I think they found some of the pink hair in the car. Remember, the car was ripped apart as far as the lining goes and the seat with blood still in it. All right. Joanne or Joan. I always want to say Joanne, but I'm not sure if it's Joanne or Joan. All right, let's continue. Come on, give us some of that $1 million so we can put it over here.
Absolutely. I think the two things that I would want the community to know is that our detectives have maintained, hard work on this case for the last 51 days, and they've been putting a lot of time and effort into it, in the searches and all the gathering of evidence and the interviews and all of the back end stuff that they're doing for the investigation. There's sort of two things going on, right? There's the criminal investigation to determine whether or not charges will be brought. But then at the same time, there's also the search for a missing person, and that's Isabella Comas.
Now, I wonder if they thought by holding him that they were going to find her body before he was released. Because remember, she went missing January 11th, 2026. He got arrested January 15, 2026, and he was released March 10th, 2026. So maybe they were trying to track him and find her body before they let him out, and they just couldn't do it. I was getting planned operation, and doc said, go to the ER, and I'll get you in from there. It's way cheaper. Huh, you guys talking about health now? All right. That means we're almost done.
And so that's what I want the community to know, is that we are maintaining both of those at the same time. And we just ask for your help and getting us closer to finding Isabella, because that's always been the foundation of this investigation. And that's what we're asking the community's help for, is any information that might lead to us locating her.
Anything.
When you think about Tommy Rodriguez, I know that I mentioned his extensive criminal history. I know that his bond really isn't that high because he's being held on charges that include, theft, criminal damage, things like that. Is there a concern that he could be released from custody?
I'm not sure.
Now, remember, he's not going to sit there and, he's not going to sit there and put his boss out on a platform and chop his head off, right? So to speak. So he knows that this guy's dangerous, and he's still answering carefully. And he's like, I don't know. Now, remember, he was locked up. This episode just came out 5 hours ago, guys. 5 hours ago. And that means he was still locked up until yesterday. And this officer can't tell us, why can't he just say, this guy is very dangerous? We know that he favors machetes and weapons like that anyone has, hammers, machetes. He loves his guns. He's very dangerous and possibly armed. Why not say that?
Yeah.
When the turquoise alert was put out, I wanted to ask, you guys are sitting down with us now. I know it's about getting tips. Why not have a press conference within the first, 48 hours?
There's a lot. I'd have to ask. I can't speculate on why they didn't do a press conference within the first 48 hours.
Right. I'm wondering why too. Why some people get so much attention. Isabella Comas, guys, she's missing 2 months. Get this out there.
I would want to reach out to our detectives and figure out. I imagine it would have something to do with the investigation. Kind of going back to what we said earlier about how quickly the timeline unfolded of her being last seen on the 11th, the report of her being missing the next day, the vehicle being found the following day, the cell phone being found the following day, a suspect being arrested the following day. A lot of that stuff is overlapping, right?
You hear how they did work quickly, and I'm grateful that they were able to track all that, but they should have kept him locked up by any means. And I know, I'm not a police officer, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not anything in the justice system. So guys, they have to jump through their hoops, cross their T's and dot their I's before anything else. Justice for Isabella. You got that. Amen, Synth. When we had Kaiser, 59,000. Jeez. Wow. All right. Sadie's mama, Orlando. You guys talking about meds here. Praying Isabella is brought home. Yes, justice for her, guys. Look at this timeline.
And so, as I said before, with Mr. Rodriguez being our only person of interest in the investigation, and with our detectives knowing who he was and where he was at, I think there's a potential that maybe there was, I don't know how those dynamics played out when it comes to making the decision of doing a press conference. either before or after he was arrested. I can't say.
Yeah.
There's just so many dynamics there.
Yeah, we appreciate you sitting down with us.
Thank you for watching Arizona Crime Uncovered. We're working to bring awareness to crimes where victims.
All right, it's awesome. They're doing this series. I love it. I think they started with the Lori Vallow. All right, so for those of you that weren't here the whole time, let me just wrap this all up in a pretty little bow. Thank you everybody for being here today. Thank you to Shoot for the Stars for getting us to the goal. Foxy for the Guilty of Crime membership. Twin Mommy for being a member for 22 months. I appreciate every single one of you. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the notification bell so you get notifications. All right. So again, to wrap this up, where is Isabella Comas? She's been missing since January 11th. We've got this out there. We've got the only suspect that's now been released as of yesterday. We're looking for her. She's Hispanic. Is 21 years old, 5'3", 120 pounds, pink hair, hard to miss. Okay, so we got that. That was what they saw at the Quick Trip. That was the last proof of life for Isabella. Okay, so I'm so glad that they did what they did. Thanks, Clementine. I appreciate you. Okay, so that's the search. This case was picked up already, and I'm catching you guys up to date right now because this happened back in January, and I frankly wasn't able to cover it at the time. So let's leave with this. I'm gonna put one more, nearly 2 months missing, so everybody can see what we're doing and what the point is. All right. Now, this one came out March 3rd, looking for a missing woman. They only got 1.3 thousand views, guys. We need to get this out there. Let's hear what they have to say, and then we're out.
Missing. 21-year-old Isabella Comas was reported missing after she didn't show up to work.
Gabriella Vaquera is live outside of the Avondale Police Department. And Gabby, investigators still don't know where this young woman might be or what even happened to her.
That's right, Troy Caribe. It's been weeks, actually, since investigators have received any new leads in this case. So right now, they're turning to the public for more help and any new information that might point them to Isabella or possible evidence in this case. Right now, no suspects have been identified in connection to her disappearance, but a possible boyfriend of Isabella's is still being considered a person.
I'm so glad they're starting to say possible, guys, because I absolutely believe this guy was stalking her. He was obsessed with her. He tried to put the moves on her. She rejected him, and we know how that story goes. Lots of blood everywhere.
Of interest. 39-year-old Tommy Rodriguez is accused of stealing and damaging Isabella's car. Take a look at this picture. Investigators released a photo of her car seen in Globe around the time of Isabella's disappearance. Rodriguez is suspected to have been driving that car before allegedly abandoning it in Phoenix. The car was found with a lot of blood inside, which is confirmed to be.
And see, that's why I want these pictures out there, because every time you look, she looks a little different. And I do want to shout out to White Face Wolf for becoming a supporter of Buy Me a Coffee. It says, I love you and what you're doing to keep the victims in the spotlight. Well, thank you, White Face Wolf. I appreciate that. All of that's going to help. All right. I'm still trying to find out if we're going to get a booth at CrimeCon or a table, if they're going to accept me. And if not, then I'm going to move forward and buy those $399 tickets times 2. All right, let's continue.
Isabella's blood and a missing passenger seat, but there have been no signs of Isabella since. A turquoise alert was issued for Isabella on January 13th after she didn't show up for work. Her phone was then found at a Phoenix recycling plant. Avondale police tell us evidence leads investigators to believe Isabella could be hurt, but they still have hope she'll be found alive.
The entire investigation surrounds around that work to try and find Isabella alive and well. We are very worried for her safety and for her condition and for her welfare based on the evidence, as we've told you guys. However, we're not going to speculate whether or not she is alive or not.
And it's better if they don't speculate, just because there will be zero sense of urgency if they're just acting like it's a body recovery. People won't call in. They'll say, well, just another case. She's probably out there partying, all that stuff. We got those people that are still out there. All right, you haven't used that in years. Well, thank you, Kimberly. I do appreciate you. And you guys say a prayer before we head out that Isabella Comas is brought home to her family, whichever way that she can be. She deserves better than this. And that monster needs to never come out of prison.
Right. Our hope and our goal is to find her alive.
Investigators are asking people from the Globe area to check their surveillance video cameras from January 12th, looking specifically for signs of Isabella or her car, or even possibly Rodriguez. They say that they believe Isabella could be in Globe, so that's where they're putting a lot of their resources right now to look for her. But anyone with information, no matter where you live or if you were just passing through Globe, is asked to contact Avondale Police. Their number is 623-333.
And I'll leave it like that up there so you can see it. Please bring her home. And they're pleading for, law enforcement is pleading, please pass this around, call in tips if you can. Isabella Comas, renewed search for missing 21-year-old as boyfriend remains in custody. Right? This was March 3rd. Today's March 11th, and he's out as of yesterday. That is not good. Now, just to know, in case you came in, police are seeking new tips 51 days after 21-year-old Isabella Comas went missing, specifically asking for witnesses who may have seen her red car or suspicious activity around January 12th. Now, we're at like 60 days now, what have you. We got 2 months. I know that last month was a short month. They call Comas's boyfriend, Tommy Rodriguez. He's in custody on related charges. Well, now he's out. And they saw him with her vehicle at the gas station. Now, evidence of potential mortal wound was discovered after investigators found a large amount of Comas's blood and a missing passenger seat inside that was recovered. Avondale, Arizona are asking a call to action and the public to please get the word out. She's been missing now for 2 months today. And what we do know is Tommy Rodriguez, 39, who identifies himself as her boyfriend. I'm going to interject and say he's not. The family actually says that he's a stalker. He doesn't remain in custody. He's now out. He was arrested January 15th. Police believe someone may have seen something in mid-January that can help bring her home. Why? Why should we care? Well, ultimately, they say our goal is to find Isabella, and we haven't received any tips in a couple of weeks. Officer Jarrett, probably that guy. All right, so they're asking for your assistance. They also want to expand the search. We're not just interested in the Globe area when it comes to this case, because her vehicle was found near 67th Avenue and Indian School in Phoenix. And her phone was found at a totally separate location at a recycling plant. All right. Court documents showed that a large amount of blood was found in her vehicle after it was recovered, later confirmed as a match for Comas. They also found other concerning evidence inside of the car that they're not telling us about. And well, you guys know the backstory. So that's that. All right, guys. Jen Johnson came in very late. It's better late than never. But you did miss what the turquoise alert is. And I told you guys earlier, turquoise alert is an emergency notification system used to locate missing and endangered persons under the age of 65, especially when suspicious circumstances suggest they may be in danger, like Jen Johnson having a ton of blood inside of a car, enough blood inside of a car that it would be a mortal wound, and then ripping all the stuff out of the car. All right, so missing persons all the way up to 65. It says 65 on there. All right, guys, we're looking for this young lady. She's been missing since January 11th, 2026, 2 months today. Thank you to everyone that supported the channel. Please like, share, subscribe, all of that. I will see you guys tomorrow. Will be Thursday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern, and then Friday, Mab and I are going to get together and do a Nancy Guthrie episode, and we're going to talk theories because I know Mab has some serious theories about that case. All right, guys. On that note, please bring Nancy Guthrie home, and now Isabella Comas and everybody, right? Everybody needs attention equally. All right, guys, love ya. Thank you so much, Kimberly, and everybody else that donated to Guilty of Crime today. Appreciate you all. Till tomorrow. Bye.
Guilty of Crime.
I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please share this video, like, and subscribe. You can also follow me over at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, or Gmail. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can use Cash App or Venmo or PayPal. Thank you very much in advance. Guilty of Crime.
Are you guilty of crime?